attention, please. Welcome to the Art One Inn tonight. So first, I want to apologize a little bit because the Ho Chi Minh City traffic jam is terrible. So we don't have the MC yet. MC is yet to come. So I will replace her for a few minutes. Okay. So what is the topic today? Hometown. Who has the most knowledge about their hometown? Okay, so let's welcome to the lineup tonight. Start from Fan. Okay, so can you introduce a little bit about yourself?
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Funing, and now I'm going to introduce about my hometown called Haizhong Province. I'd like to begin by saying that my hometown is located in the north of our country. It is a small and tranquil town in the Red River Delta, and the climate is divided into 4 distinct seasons. It has a tropical monsoon climate, typical cold winter, potential heat, and high humidity. Another interesting point is that I really love the atmosphere and the pace of life in the city. The atmosphere is so fresh and idyllic that everyone can come here to escape from the hustle and bustle of the busy life. There is not any traffic problems like traffic congestions or environmental issues like air pollution. And the pace of life is very slow, which gives people a feeling of peace. Therefore, I often come back to my hometown 1 or 2 times a year in order to release stress that I get from the rat race of the busy life. And finally, I'd also like to mention that my hometown is becoming more and more vibrant as time goes on. Many years ago, the town was only for agricultural industry, but now there are a range of factories and chain stores which has become opening up. Therefore, it lost a new lease of life with a great economic situation and developed education system. So, if you want to know more information about my hometown, please contact me now. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, I'm very eager to tell you about my hometown today, Bến Tre Province. The first thing I'd like to mention is it is located in southwest part of Vietnam and based on Mekong Delta. Bến Tre is very peaceful with many tranquil natural landscapes as well as hospitable and honest people. Unlike hustle and bustle of city life, in Bến Tre you can get back closer to nature and live more slowly as a way to escape rat race. And one of the most popular scenes you can see in my hometown is a vast areas covered by many paddy fields and coconut gardens with many rivers winding around and running through them. Coconuts and its products also have been known as my hometown specialities. And moving on to Bến Tre's economy, in the past, the people mainly focus on early living based on agriculture and fishery. But in the last 20 years, a large part of population enters the labor forces of industrial zone like garment and food industries. This makes the income more stable and help to solve the employment problems for many women. And compared with other cities, Bến Tre has a slower growth rate, but you can see a big change after several more years, like through transport system, accommodation, and living standard of people. This shows that the rural areas will increasingly become the place that worth living besides cities. And I shouldn't forget to mention that Bến Tre is a great destination for tourists who like to experience ecotourism, like farmer culture and green activities. So if you need a tour guide when visiting there, don't mind contacting me and you can see how much I know about my hometown. Choose me and become the winner.
Now let's move to number 3. Hello everyone. My name is Jessie H. It's an honor for me to stand here and talk about my loved hometown. Well, as you can probably guess, I come from London and I have lived here all my life, although at the moment I'm studying in another city. I suppose if I have to describe my hometown, the thing I would say is that it's a small village situated in the middle part of London, which has a mild climate and breathtaking view. It's a very quiet place and the area is clean and fresh. People in my family are friendly and kind and we all know each other. Most are farmers, they work hard all year round just for a good harvest. What I love most about my hometown is the mild climate, which is not too hot or too cold, just cool all year round, so that people prefer to stay here. And this summer is normally the high tourist season in my hometown. People often prefer to line up family outings or mountain trips. Reaching the top of the mountain and enjoying the view will help them have a way of time with their family and friends after hard working days. So there are some information about my hometown. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lin, and today I'm going to tell you something about my hometown. I was born in Nha Trang, a city located in the south-central coast of Vietnam. The first thing I'd like to mention is it is a very beautiful place, as the topography is a combination of beach and mountains. It has been widely considered as among the world's most beautiful bays and has gradually developed into a popular destination for international tourists. Another interesting point is that it's the ideal place for people who want to lead a peaceful life. People here are very friendly, very honest, and somehow they're very slow in everything, especially when they commute. And I shouldn't forget to mention that it is really worth living in. It provides you with tasty food, fresh air, beautiful scenery, and it has a highly potential opportunities for you to develop in the service industry. Whenever I'm in Nha Trang, my main means of transport is always motorbike, as the road is quite wide, the distance between place to place is not too far, and there are also not many citizens living here. So it's absolutely easy for me to travel around the city. However, it's a little bit difficult for me to travel along the beach at rush hour because there's usually traffic jam caused by tourist cars. Now I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City for my higher education, and I don't have much time visiting my hometown, usually once or twice a year. However, whenever I have the chance, I want to spend all of my time with my family, going to every familiar places and eat as much familiar food attaching to my childhood as possible. So, believe it or not, I'm the one who has a wide knowledge of my hometown.
Last but not least, number 5.
Hi, I'm back. I was born and raised in Dong Nai province from South Vietnam, and my hometown is located in Budi Street, which is the east of Dong Nai province. And my hometown is a small town with populations around 307,000 people here. And in addition, it's had very tranquil atmosphere and the center for it. Because of rural area, people who live here mainly cultivate and raise animals. In addition, one division is a worker for the shoe and for automobile companies that lead to pace of life is lower living costs. And as a result, here is a fewer opportunities, and you can hardly to find a well-paid job. And the young people tend to move to a major city to in search of their better jobs. And Beidi, Jiang hydroelectricity plants are in my hometown, and Beidi's it is system and development will contribute to common to victory of two wars against France and the United States. And Jiang hydroelectric powers both produce electricity from the south. And in the recent years, local tourism has developed, and young people can visit Jian Lake on weekend. And if you have opportunity, you can visit Jian Lake with your friends with a small barbecue. And I think because the beautiful scenes is very green and rustic, and I make sure, guys, that you never forget the beautiful scenes here.
Thank you guys for your great introduction. Now I want you to hear something because tonight we're not playing on one end. Tonight, your responsibility is to find out who is the most graded, the most well prepared, the one who can answer all the questions smoothly, and know all of the things about the hometowns. All right?
Right.
So you have 10 minutes to ask 5 people here.
First question of the day. What is famous in your hometown? Okay.
Yeah. It goes without saying that there are many famous places in my hometown, but I think the most famous is Dalat. Yeah, this is the funny fact that whenever I mention my hometown, that mention Lomdom, and everybody, the first question they asked me was, are you in Dalat? Are you near Dalat? Or even, is Lomdom located in Dalat? Yeah, I think it's really famous for everyone in our country because of its cool climate, romantic landscape, and with a lot of pine and flowers. This is really suitable for a set of photos. Yeah.
Number 4, is there anything you don't like about your hometown?
Generally speaking, I would have to say that I really can't stand the way some people in my hometown commute. To be more specific, they usually don't use the turn signals when they want to change the lane or make a turn, and it really gets on my nerve. I guess this is probably because the traffic in Yancheng is really light, and so that people think that it wouldn't lead to any serious consequence or make any accident if they don't use their turn signals.
The number 2, can you tell me some places that attract people most? Well, there are a range of attractive destinations for tourists in my hometown. And the first one that comes to my mind is Phong Island. Yes, Phong Island. It is located in Jiaoteng district. And when coming here, the tourists will be guided to visit Coconut Risen, which is initiated by a bunch of persons. And also, they witness the whole process to make delicious coconut candy when visiting candy factories, or feel exciting to have a side of crocodile lake or bee farms, where honey will produce traditionally. And the second place I think is Vam Ho Bird Sanctuary. It's a great destination with more than 80 species of birds in 35 classes. And visiting Gaimon Orchards is also a good choice. There's a large number of fresh foods for tourists to enjoy directly.
Number 5. Can you tell me some tourist attractions in your hometown?
Yes, I obviously I will tell you about the Jian Lake, Jian Lake in my hometown, and you can visit Jian Lake for 2 nights, 1 day, and from the Ho Chi Minh City, from my hometown, it only took 2 hours by motorbike, and when you get there, you can set a tent or you can rent a homestay, and I think a lot of interest activity you can take part in. For example, selling a barbecue or taking the photos on the roads around the dam, and it's always trees and wind, and I think it's have you relieve stress and you can get out of the mind from the hustle and puzzle cities. And if you more money, you can book Jian Lake for will experience more interest activity like sailing or cycle through the forest, and of course it will be more expensive.
Number one.
Number one, what is your hometown famous for?
Well, I have to say that my hometown is famous for hundreds of historical and cultural relics and scenic beauty areas such as Kosan Kirba, Wenchai Temple, and Chilanam Stocks Island. The province is also a place of many traditional handicraft villages with grounded products for centuries.
Number one, would you like to live in your hometown when you get older?
Well, actually, I don't have a clear plan for this. But I guess I would probably go back to my hometown when I get older, because I think my hometown is a suitable place for older people, because of its tranquility, fresh air, and the slow pace of life in there. And now the area is under the process of strong modernization, so the medical system is becoming better a lot.
Number
Number
five.
five.
How often do you visit your hometown?
Because my hometown were just 70 kilometers far away from Ho Chi Minh City, and I visit it often, say 1 or 2 times a month.
Number five, do you think that Jian Lake should be developed as a major tourist destination?
Well, to be honest, I would say I should not develop Jian Lake like our tourist destination, because one of the factors make the Jian is very famous is a road around as a dam, and it's so closer to the Jian hydroelectricity plants, and I think the hydropower companies is one of the important part in the national electricity introductions, and if more people comes and go here, the government is scared because it's increased the chance of the terrorism.
Number two, can you tell me some food made from coconut? Yeah, there are a wide range of foods made from coconut, range from delicious meals to attractive desserts. And young coconut salad is my cup of tea. Young coconut is very crunchy and fresh, mixed with pork and shrimp, and its sour and sweet taste make your meals delicious, more delicious. And other desserts I think you used to try is coconut jelly, coconut ice cream, and I shouldn't forget to mention coconut candy. It's also my hometown specialty. Yes.
Number two, what problem does your hometown face? What problem does your hometown face?
There are some problems that my hometown faced recently. The first thing I think is lacking employment opportunities. There are not many well-paid jobs for people, so they have to move into urban areas to earn living. As a result, a lot of houses have been desolated for a long time, and one of the most obvious problems has been happened in my hometown recently is soil salinity, or chemical saltwater intrusion. It's caused a vast large of crop to be destroyed and a severe lack of fresh water. Well, the main income of local areas based on agriculture is really a big blow for my hometown during COVID-19 pandemic.
Number one, can you tell me some specialty food in your hometown?
Well, thanks for the question. I have to say that the most famous food in my hometown is bánh đậu xanh. The traditional Vietnamese dessert originated in my hometown. It combines mung beans, vegetable oil, pork fat, sugar, and flavorings to create a cake with a smooth texture and just like consistencies. It is believed that the cake first appeared in 1920s, and since then, this simple combination has earned a status of favorite local sweet and has become famous in the entire country.
Number 4. What is special food in your hometown?
Well, Yanshan has a lot of specialty, and one of my favorite food is bún canh. It has it's a combination of fish, rice noodles, and a fish sauce.
Number 3. Okay, time's up. So I think although I like to have 5 minutes to think about who is the winner tonight, who knows the best about their countryside. And during that time, I would go around to ask people about where they're from and what the countryside famous for. First, Mom, where are you from? Tell me a little about your countryside.
I'm from Lazy Town in the Duong province, and it's famous for dragon fruit.
Yes.
That's the kind of thing that I dislike.
Yes, you dislike. Yeah. And what do you remember the most about your hometown?
What I remember most? I'm not kind of like living in my hometown because it's so quiet, and most of the time I'm spent on studying at home and not go out for much. And when I 15 years old, I went to another city for further studying and not have much memories about my hometown with even friends or relatives. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, Thảo, we all know you from Phú Yên, but I don't know what do you love the most in your hometown? From your hometown.
Well, generally speaking, there are many famous places in my hometown, and such as Gần Đây Dĩa, Đầm Ô Loan, or myself. And you can imagine a marvelous picture of the scenery. That one side is a high mountain, and another side is a beach. And the beach is very, very clean, and it's so clean that your body through the water.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes.
And Vy, tell me a little about Cà Mau province.
Okay, people know about Cà Mau, like they know about the last place in the country, but I lived in Cà Mau City, and Cà Mau City is really far from there, and my city is famous for bánh tằm cay. Yeah, it's a kind of noodles, but it's spicy and it has chicken. It's really delicious. When you come to my hometown, I will take you to try. Okay.
Amazing. And what about you, Ngọc Anh?
Well, I'm from Bình Phước province. Yes, it is. I think that there's nothing apart from rubber trees. Always and everywhere there has rubber trees. Yes, and we live by agriculture. Yes, and it is also a historical area in the south of Vietnam. Yes.
Wow. And what are your hometowns like, Lee?
Well, I'm from William City, and you know that so William City is developed from day to day, and there are more and more visitors visiting our city every day, and I'm very proud of my beach with a vast lawn and clean sand, with bright sky and clean water. And there are also various famous places in my hometown, such as
The beach.
Of course beach, but there are many others, but I don't forget. don't remember. Because I have to stay home to learn very much, so I don't visit these places such as Eryang, Baicheng, and so on.
Is it experience to travel to Wyoming? Is it expensive? Is that expensive to travel to Wyoming?
Yeah, Wyoming City is developing, so you don't have to spend much money to travel there.
Wow, so interesting. So I think that you already have your answer about who is the winner tonight. And now we vote. Number one, who votes number one? Raise your hand. We're not discussing the group, okay? Tonight we vote who is the best, who is the most well prepared about hometown. So who vote number one is the winner tonight? Raise your hand.
No one.
No one.
Sorry.
Number two. Eight. Number three. No one. Number four. No one. And the last, number five. 1, 2. What about the other? Okay, so congratulations, number 2. You're the winner tonight.